Hello, and thanks for joining us on this HOA leader video chat with two of our experts. My name is Gabriella Flisco. Today, I'm joined by Joan Lewis Hurd of California and Alessandra Stivelman of Florida. And we're discussing policing in the sense of policing your community for potential rules violations and documents violations. So according to a report we're basing this discussion on, one community has appointed a resident to patrol the neighborhood and report potential violations to the manager. And then it's up to the manager to determine how to handle those reports. So in this first video, we'll discuss whether this practice of appointing a member to patrol, so to speak, is wise. And in our second video, Joan and Alessandra will discuss various ways to handle the oversight of potential rules violations and the pros and cons of those. So I just want to give you a heads up. Our experts here are providing insights based on the laws in their state. It's intended to provide you general guidance you can use when you approach an expert in your state. So with that in mind, Joan, what do you think of this idea of appointing a member?
Well, you have to kind of wonder the kind of person that would volunteer to be the member that wants to patrol the neighborhood and picket every sort of violation. It seems like that's going to be a person that's on some sort of power trip and difficult to deal with. So I don't think it would be a very good idea, to allow that to happen. It could go wrong in so many ways because the person's going to be, biased against or for whatever neighbors in their community that they're either friendly with or they can't stand. And it's just not a good fit.
Alessandra, what do you think?
So I think that when you ask a volunteer to oversee violations or to act on behalf of the association and you formally appoint them, you are undertaking responsibility for their actions. And there's a lot of liability issues that go along with that. So the association needs to make sure that there's proper insurance coverage, because if this individual is discriminating, if he's acting improperly, if he's using, self-help, if he's trespassing on other people's property, all these safeguards that normally are in place when you hire a vendor or an individual that's qualified to do this may not necessarily be in place when you have an individual, and they may not be covered by the association's policy. And if they do something and the association is on the hook, we need to make sure that the association is protected.
Great. Well, listeners, thank you for joining us. And Joan and Alessandra, thanks for joining us this month. In our next video, we'll talk about whether you should let policing happen organically or if there are best practices for doing that.